Hello, I'm Carey Cannon. I am the Associate Artistic Director here at APT, and in years past, I have also been the company manager, and in years before that, an actor. And this is my empty box. In olden days, we did a production of Antony and Cleopatra that I was thrilled to be a part of. Tracy Michelle Arnold played Cleopatra, and Mark Corkins played Antony. It was directed by Bill Brown. It was really exciting to be a part of. And as we got to our second preview, they make adjustments between previews in costumes, we get notes, we go into rehearsal. And I had this beautiful draped costume as Octavia. I was playing Octavia. And it was blowing a little more than the costume designer or the director wanted, so they made adjustments in the brilliant costume shop to tack it down so it could keep its shape without moving around as much as it had. So I got to a place in the play with the adjusted costume, and the set was a beautiful series of white cubes in levels with some space between them and uplighting. It was really gorgeous. And as I made my exit on the arm of Mark Antony, leaving our wedding, in my adjusted costume, I went to step across the gap between these two platforms. And as it turned out, my adjusted costume had been tacked, so my legs just went thump, and down I went. So I had no ability to stretch, and I had no ability to save myself. So I just went one leg into the stage and one leg supporting myself. I don't know if you can see, kind of up by my ear. And then I just stuck there like a bug because I had no leverage. I couldn't pull myself out of the hole. That would have been bad enough. But Mark had kept walking. So my hand was resting on his, like they teach you in classical theater. And as I dropped, he kept moving and was a good way up the Hanamichi before he realized I wasn't there. Now, clearly the audience knew something was going on, but Mark continued his Suzuki-based ceremonial walk up aisle 5 while I was in the hole. He turned around and saw me in the hole, not able to get myself out of the hole. Sean Douglas was on stage as well, just sort of standing there as my brother, just watching me struggle, again, like a bug on my back. And Corky came around and was still trying to be in the play. There was no being in the play at this point. So he had to get behind, squat behind me, mind you, Antony and Cleopatra, togas, squatted behind me, which was not a good look for either of us. Had to put his arms in under my armpits and haul me out of the stage. And then we tried to recombobulate. I'm bleeding. Clearly none of this was supposed to happen. We make our ceremonial way up aisle 5. I'm crying. He is, mortified, I'm sure. Then I had to run around the back of the stage to make my next entrance from behind the stage. Well, as it happens in Shakespeare's play, the next scene immediately after the exit of Antony and Octavia is Cleopatra demanding to know all about Octavia. And the lines of the play are, she demands of, it was David Daniel playing this role, demands of, can't remember the name of the character, well, what was she like? What did she look like? And the language involves lines such as, how graceful she was, and with what smoothness and confidence she moved through the world. And Tracy, in inimitable Tracy Arnold fashion, turned to the audience, raised one impeccably manicured eyebrow, and that was all. The stage, the place erupted in laughter. There's never been that much laughter in Antony and Cleopatra, and I weren't there, never will be again. And I'm backstage, and I couldn't help but laugh myself. It was perfect. And then I made the next entrance, bleeding, patched up, the wonderful wardrobe crew trying to make it better. But so that happened. Antony and Cleopatra got the biggest laugh ever because I fell into the stage. And then just like postscript, addendum, the next day, the wonderful Bill Brown, who directed, was giving notes, and he was so kind and mortified and said, oh, Carey, I'm so sorry, and we'll look at that, and I'm so sorry that happened, and it's been adjusted, and it'll be fine next time. And I looked at him and I was like, oh, I mean, it was a choice. If that's not the story we want to tell, that's fine, I'll go back to the other way. And he just went, before we all realized I was joking. Anyway, so thank you for joining us today, this beautiful day in John's Place, and that was my empty box.